All right, everyone, it's Maria with A1 Tool, and today is Tuesday Tool Day. And today I'm very excited. We have a special guest, and my special guest is having a special guest as well. So, Tuesday Tool Day, for those of you that are just now trying out Tuesday Tool Day, this is just something that we put on with A1 Tool. We tell you about some tools that we build or about some tools and accessories that we sell that are great products. A lot of times we may have a special guest, or we will have a special, or we want to tell you about a great set that you need to know about. So speaking of special announcements, I wanted to put out there for those of you that may not have heard that I just found out that MTE Vegas has been canceled this coming August. And so very unfortunate. Apparently there's been an increase in the COVID cases, and so that is what they have decided to do. You know already that the PDR World Cup was also canceled. And speaking of PDR World Cup, the guest that I have today is someone I met 2 years ago at PDR World Cup in Branson. And so I'm going to bring him on, and he's going to show you who his special guest is. Let me add them to the stream.
Hey.
Hey, this is Zan
Hey.
and Irena. Is that right, Irena?
Yeah, that's right.
Wait, we just got the sun coming in.
Oh, yes. No worries, no worries. Okay. Well, everyone, please welcome Zan and Irena with some thumbs up if you can. I wanted to tell you, Zan, I've been watching your YouTube channel.
Thank you.
Yes,
I noticed it's decent.
It is. It is. I've enjoyed watching it. I saw this morning that you already have 28 videos.
Oh, yeah, I lost count. I just try to release one a week.
That's very good. I like the consistency there.
Yeah, try to stay consistent no matter what.
Yes.
It's hard some weeks, and it takes away from our family time and everything. But
absolutely.
You have to sacrifice some stuff.
You do. Speaking of family, you were sharing with me backstage that you've been up for a couple of nights. Irena, what happened?
So our kids walked around the house barefoot, and because it was sunny and we have a lot of flowers outside, our son stepped on a bee. And because Jean is allergic and also my dad is allergic, I think he had a reaction, because this was not his first time, but this time he got a reaction. So his foot was all swollen and it really, really hurt him. Because usually it goes away in maybe a couple of hours.
Yeah.
But this time it was okay for a couple of hours. But then during the night, it was just painful. He couldn't sleep. And there's nothing you can do.
No.
I mean, you can, cool it off or try to help him. But he's better now.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad to hear that.
So.
Well, and I thank you so much.
Again, so.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us. I know you must be sleep deprived, and so thank you for making that effort.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yeah, you're welcome. I was going to say, I was going to talk about Zan and just how much I enjoy his good sense of humor, and he's just got a great personality. Here he is, this PDR expert, and yet he's just so humble, and I really appreciate that about you, Zan. It's really refreshing.
Thank you. Well, my wife keeps me in check. She beats me regularly. So.
Oh, now we know the secret is out. Irena. Oh, boy.
Meet your husbands.
I'll try to remember that.
I think all the husbands will hide this video from their wives.
Probably so. Oh, my goodness. Well, I had some questions I wanted to ask you, Zan, and maybe Irena, you can answer some as well. So, okay, let's start with you. How long have you been doing PDR?
So I started training in 2008. That's when I got into the business as an R&I guy. And I've been just trying to learn myself on the side. And by 2010, I got to push my first car.
Wow. Wow.
So it's 10 years of like working, but 12 years in the industry actually.
Yes. Yes. Well, it's amazing to me how many excellent techs have only been doing this for 10 and less years. It's just the tools have come a long way, the training, the
Yeah.
videos, and you know, putting together your YouTube channel with you've got how to blend using the blending hammer, how to use the tap down, a lot of great information you're putting out there, and I think that just helps everybody. So thank you for investing in the industry that way.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Well, I wanted to ask you, what was it, you know, you were doing PDR, what was it that made you decide, yeah, I'm going to go to America and I'm going to compete at the PDR World Cup? Was that your first competition?
No, my first was in
Oh,
Germany.
oh, it was. Okay, what made you
Yeah.
decide, I'm going to go and I'm going to compete?
So in Germany, the first time was probably like 5 or 6 years ago that I
Okay.
competed, and I didn't even placed. So I took a break. I stopped competing and everything, but I tried it again. I think it was like 3 years ago and then I placed fourth. And after that, I decided I also want to go to the USA to try it there.
Oh, wow.
And also because you are a competitive
Yeah,
person.
I love. I'm a competitive person.
Yeah, I've watched some interviews with you, and you have played basketball for many years. Yes,
Yeah.
which I can totally imagine that. I mean, the first time I saw you in Branson, I mean, you were so tall and looked so athletic. How tall are you?
I'm 6'1".
6'1". Okay.
Yeah, not tall enough to be a decent basketball player.
Well, I don't know. You seemed huge to me. Of course, I'm very short, but I just thought, wow, this guy is very big. So I can totally see you dominating on the court. So, yes. Well, that is
Thank you.
awesome. So, okay, back to PDR World Cup. When I saw you, you had your family, I think, were they in Florida? I remember we
Yeah, in
had this
Florida, I brought my
nice
family.
conversation. Yeah. And you brought them to America and they were just with friends, I think. And you came around and started gathering up your tools to compete with. And there were a couple of tools that you used that we had at our booth. Do you recall what those two tools were?
Yeah, of course. It's the tools I always use for competing. Is
That's
the Dent
awesome.
Wizard BB tip. That's just amazing tool. When I first saw that tool, I was like, wow, I need that. Because I've been wanting to have that tool. And actually, I found out about that tool from Kyle Bentley.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
Kyle Violet. Yeah.
Yes.
When we were at Dance for Kids,
Yes.
he was there as well. So he showed it to me, and it was his idea, and David White, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So he showed it to me, and I was like, wow, I was missing this.
Yes. Well, and
So-
I didn't know you were you did a dance for kids. That's really neat.
Yeah. When we did, my wife was with me there.
I was there with him.
It was like 2 years ago.
2 years
so.
ago. Yeah.
Okay.
It was
yeah.
before Branson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it in Connecticut?
At Ohio,
Ohio.
at John Hiley's
Ohio.
place.
Okay. Yes. Yes. He was the starter of it all, right? He
Yeah.
began the whole dance for kids. Yes. Kyle, big Dent Wizard guy, along with David White, who just has left Dent Wizard and he's
Yeah.
off on his own now, making a fresh start. But yeah, he let us know, hey, you need to get this. And it was the Dent Wizard Ford tool, they call it. So this was the first thing that I've got to get my thing here that Stan came by looking for, and it's stainless steel. It's 3/8 in diameter and 24 inches in length. But I got to get my and it has this BB tip. Now you put on the end. Do you put the R4 cherry tip?
Yes.
Yeah. And so I did not have one of those with me, but we sell pivot tips that Hayes Freeman makes with the steel inserts. And we sell those, and they're $25 for a pack, or you can get the variety pack. But these are just known as the BB tip tools. So this was one of them. What was the other tool that you had?
So the second tool I grabbed and used was the Little Red.
Yes.
Was
and I think Little Red was new that time, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a new tool, and I was very, very happy and honored that you and John actually decided to gift it to me at the end.
Well, you're welcome. I mean, that was...
I still use that one every single day and on every competition, the same one.
That is awesome. That is so awesome. Well, I thought it was the ratcheting handled one, but you use the ratcheting with the BB tip. You just use the straight. I should have looked that up. I've got the ratchet handle one today, but it is great. This is another one of those. Yeah. Same diameter, 3/8, and sharp tip. So that is pretty cool. So yeah, this is the Little Red. This is put out by the Dent Reaper. And so this was his second tool he came out with. So we were glad you got to use it, put it to good use. And it's so encouraging to know you use it every day. I love that.
I remember him saying that he got the tools he needs to win every competition.
No, I didn't say
not like that, but you said with those tools you can win everything. Because I remember you saying that they are
not me, but
anyone.
The tools are so
great.
The tools are so great
that
That's neat. Wow,
Yeah.
wow. Thank you for sharing that. That's super cool.
Thank you for making me look cocky.
No, I did say that wrong, but I remember that you said that.
I didn't say it like that.
Those are the tools that you need if you want to win. Something like in that. Yeah.
Well,
I think everyone knows that you're not cocky by now.
You know, he's so humble. Yeah, you're right about that. Well, I was curious, what's been the toughest competition you've ever been in?
Well, it was in Japan.
Oh yeah?
And yeah, I don't know if because I was sick or because the dance were super hard. But in Japan they have the Japanese cars and the metal is super soft, so it's hard. Every mistake you make there while pushing, it's gonna be multiplied because it's so soft that you can easily make a high spot in it and hard to correct in the competition. And plus in the finals, the dents, they were like big dents on body lines, and we had 3 dents to fix, I think, or even no, it was 5. 3 dents on the fenders, and two of them were on the body line, and there were 2 dents in the rail as well. So that was the toughest of them all.
Wow. What about and that does sound tough, absolutely. What about the most fun competition, or one that you just really enjoyed? Which one would that have been?
Well, I enjoy every competition. To be honest, all are special and great, but it was really fun to compete with Bryce Kelly together as a tag team in Orlando this year.
I'm glad you mentioned that one, because I was going to ask you, how did you get paired up with Bryce? Was that something that you said, hey, Bryce, or did he call you, or did people just say, hey, you two, you guys need to power up together and go for it? So how did you guys end up together?
So I got first one guy invite me to be a tag team partner, but I never met him and I didn't knew him. And to be honest, at the first, before that, I didn't even want to go in the tag team competition because I just didn't know who to partner up with to go together. And then I was invited by someone and I was debating, should I go or not? And at the end, I decided, okay, let's do it. And I messaged him, okay, let's do it. Because my friend that was a friend of him vouched for him. So I was like, okay, let's do it. And then I said, just call me so we can discuss it a bit first. And I never get the call back. So after a week, I was thinking, if I'm going to do it with someone, I'm trying to do it with Bryce. So I messaged him and he was down for it because he was basically in the same boat as me. He said he was like also didn't know if he should do it or who he should do it with. And then we just talked and we were like, okay, let's do it together.
Wow. And you guys made a great team. So that's great.
Thank you.
Well, I want to switch gears here for just a bit. I want to talk to you about, these gloves that we've got ordered in. And these are the GuardTech gloves.
Wait.
Oh, he's got a man of many hats. You are so fun. I love the logo, by the way.
That's just a joke.
No, get your hat on. Yes, these GuardTech gloves. So I want to ask, how did you guys get into this? What made you decide to start selling workwear for PDR Techs? Tell us about that.
That's for her.
Yeah. It was kind of my idea. I mean, we discussed it together, but it was something that we felt like it's still missing and it kind of needs to be done, because when he was searching for gloves, I remember that he asked me, when you see some gloves in some store, just buy them so I can try them out, because he would buy gym gloves or cycling gloves or mechanic gloves, but you just needed the combination of all three of those in order to be appropriate to work in for PDR. So we decided to try and make one on our own. And they were good. He wore them, I think, before we went into business of it for maybe half a year.
Yeah.
He would use them every day. So we kind of got the information of how they are when you work with them. And he was happy with them. He really, enjoyed working with those. So we decided to start producing them and make and sell them as well. So that's our story with gloves. He's been kind enough to try them out for me. I need someone that works regular and that doesn't have a filter with saying, okay, this needs to be corrected, or
Yeah.
So that's perfect.
In-house expert.
In-house testing bunny.
Well, and I was going to say, with his knowledge, I mean, you've got little things like this, where you've got the, where they're cut off here, and you can pick up little tiny things like tabs and, all your stuff. And so, designed for a dent tech. I mean, they're perfect. Let me ask.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
You can remove the first purpose for cut fingers was for removing glue.
Mm-hmm.
And also using a phone.
Exactly. What dent guy doesn't use his phone? I know, right? Very good. Very good. So, okay. So how do you decide, this one would be for Zan, and I mean, she's saying Jean. Yeah. Okay. It's kind of like my husband's John, except Jean. Okay. I'll try to remember
that's why I started saying Zan, because everybody started calling me John.
Yeah, I gotcha. I hear
you. His name is written like Zan but we pronounce, because Z is actually with a little roof on top.
Dave Strin says it's an arrow pointing at, like, look at me.
So it's Z with an arrow, look at me. Yeah. And we say that letter as Je.
Okay.
So it's Jean when you read it out. It's Jean, but it's written as Z-A-N, so he goes with Zan.
Yeah, it's easier. It's easier to say. Also, when I'm in the States and I go get some fast food, if I say Jean and how do you spell that, it's Z-A-N. So, Zan. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yes.
Well, I was listening to your YouTube channel and just how you introduce yourself, and I thought, okay, I called him Zan, and so I think he's okay with that. But it is nice to know you've got a very fancy sounding exotic Jean. That's very, yes. So let me ask you this: how do you decide I'm going to go for the beefy gloves today on this on this repair, or I'm going to reach for my skinny gloves. I know we've got product description on it, but I kind of wanted to hear more about what how you decide which ones, because like this, I've got the skinny gloves on and I can't find my camera here, and they're breathable. I mean, I can see my actual flesh, my skin through these holes, and it's very lightweight and yet nice and padded here, and then right in here. There we go. I'm so backwards. So, like, what do you use the skinny gloves for?
So majority of the time I would use skinny gloves, because majority of the time I push hail cars.
Yeah.
So on hail cars, I would just use skinny because they're padded enough for the job. But if I have a bad aluminum hood, then I would use beefy ones. Or if I'm doing a big smash where I really need a lot of force, a lot of power to push on it, then I would go with beefy ones to get that extra padding, because the difference between them is just in the padding.
Okay. Very good to know.
And you would use skinny gloves for competitions or something where you need the precision.
Okay, yeah.
That's where you would go for skinny as well.
Yeah.
Very neat. Well, thank you so much for just sharing that story and helping us kind of get our feel for what type of gloves we need to get when we order them through GuardTech, or you can buy a few of them at A1 Tool. I mean, I'm telling you, we are running low and had to get another shipment, and so they should be coming in today. So, yeah, we're very excited about that. So, okay.
Thank you for selling our gloves as well, for stocking them and selling them.
Well, you're welcome. I wanted to for a long time. I've been asking, and, anything with sizing and different types, just even with our t-shirt sales, it's like, wow, it's like carry one color, or carry, it's a lot, but I'm so glad that we are. I'm so grateful to you guys for allowing us to carry your product. It's a wonderful product.
Do you have the printable for the size?
You sent me one.
Send you a print. We have a print.
You sent me one.
Yeah, if you could try that.
Yeah, I need to put a link.
Same.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I need to put the link up for that. I sent that to someone, and he used that, and that's how he found his sizing. So thank you for that.
I think that's the easiest, because you just put your hand on a piece of paper and you just see what size you need to get.
Yeah.
So that helps it. That helps.
Yeah. Very good. I think that was excellent. You came up with that. Very good. Okay, let's wind it up here. I wanted to ask you, Van, because you've got so many guys, I'm sure, that are starting to get into PDR, and you know how difficult it can be, and the road can be very long. Looking back, if you could tell yourself, here's what you need to be successful, or how what is it that you need to make it in this career? What would you tell yourself back then to kind of encourage you along the way? What do you need? What's it take?
So I'm pretty happy where I ended. I don't have too much regrets of how things went, but I did think about what would I tell myself if I can tell a young version of me what to do different. And the three things I got down is to invest in the tools, because I was for way too long just thinking that what I have works. And yes, it did work. It pushed out the dent, but how much time you spend on that dent to get it out versus if you have a tool that's a bit different and better for that dent. Also the glue and the lights and everything. I was working with my old lights for so long and didn't even realize back then that it's slowing me down, because the better you can see, the faster you can fix it, and better, of course. So that would be the first thing I would tell myself, like, invest in tools, get better tools, because they help you a lot. The second thing I would tell myself is to treat my company as a business, not as a job, because for the first 5 years was just basically me running around and just like a job, basically, not thinking of it as a business. And the third thing was to work when there is work. Because I was still younger. I got into the business at 18 years old, and I started pushing at 20. And I remember when we went somewhere to chase hell, and we worked for a month, and we think, oh, we made our money, let's go home. But there was still work left to be done there. But we just decided, yeah, we had enough, let's go. That was wrong completely. We of course told them so they can get the replacement and everything, but just we lost on the work at the end.
Wow. That's 3 very good tips. I mean, yeah, that's really good. Well, I just again want to thank you both for joining me today on Tuesday Tool Day. It's such a pleasure to have had you, and it's so good to see you again. I just love you guys, and appreciate everything you're doing for the industry, Zan, with your YouTube channel, and with just being a great, all around guy that people can go to and ask questions and talk to, just being approachable. And of course, here at A1 Tool, we appreciate so much that you use our tools. And on that note, we talked to John Vidine with the Dent Reaper, and we're like, hey, let's put those 2 tools that Zan uses, let's put them together as a little set for like a Tuesday Tool Day set. And we are going to put it online, and people can buy those 2 tools. Nice. Once again, it's the little red Reaper, and it's the Dent Wizard Ford tool. And it is, a set we're going to call the Champion set. And it's going to go on sale for, it's up there. Let me see. What did I say? I got to find the price here. Well, it's there. I'm like going through all my notes. Oh, $219. $219, you can get the set, the Champion set that Zan uses, and when he is going to competition. So once again, guys, thank you so much for coming. And everyone, we will see you next time. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.